Alright, so this will be a tutorial on the active voices in battle script and how to use it. So I'm starting this in a new project to show how to set it up. So first of all I need to make a map. Yeah. Alright. Now I need to grab the script, which I've already got open up here, so I'm just going to grab it from here. Gimme. Copied. Okay. Now, down here, above main, but below materials, active voices in battle. Alright. Now, let's run through what this all this stuff means. Now, right here where it says folder directory name, you must have this folder, a folder with this name inside of your sound effects folder for your game. So right here I have it as battle voices, but you can change it to whatever you want. I'm going to keep it as that. You can OK, go to game, open game folder, in your audio, and in your SE, make a new folder with whatever you named inside the script. In this case, battle voices. Alright, back to the script. Okay. Now for this option here, this option was suggested to me by someone who said they had character creation scene for their own game, meaning that they won't always know what the actor's name will be they won't always know what the actor's name's going to be when someone's playing their game. So that's why this was made here. If you have character creation in your screen, in your game, this here can be the male voices and this here can be the female voices for their localized folder. Now what that means is, if you choose to be a male, if you have character creation and the player chose to be a male, the voice that will be played when they attack and do stuff inside battle will be Eric's voice. Otherwise, if they chose to be female, it will be Natalie's voice. And the script knows which one is which by the event switch that's here. So what that to summarize that, if event switch 10 is not on, then that means that Eric's voice will play. If event switch 10 is on, that means Natalie's voice will play for this actor. And as you can see over here, I've said this one's actor 1 and then this one's actor 2. The reason why this actor 2 is nil is because they won't go through character creation, which means they will always be that actor, that same actor every single time. So just leave this as nil, 0, and nil, and you'll be fine. Alright? So, what we have to do now is go into your actors database, and you need to make a folder for each of your actors here. So I have Eric, Natalie, Terrence, and so on and so on. So I'm going to go into my battle voices folder now, and I'm going to name these what I've named them, what my actors' names are. So if I have any additional actors I want to put in, I have to put their names in here as well. Okay? So this one's Eric, and the next one's going to be Natalie. Alright. Now if I go back into the script over here, that's what I've named these two here. But it's also the first two actors here, Eric and Natalie. So if I want to have Terrence now, I can have Terrence's name in there, and he will be selected because he is actor 3. And actor 3 here has not been defined yet. So just do the exact same, because we're not worried about him being a male or a female. He's always going to be Terrence, no matter what. So that's why if you leave this as nil, that means the script will search up for Terrence's folder when his voice is supposed to be played. So back to battle voices, Terrence. And did I spell that right? I think I did. Yes, I did. Okay. Moving on. So that's what those things do. Alright. Now the event switch ID here, This allows you to mute battle voices at any time. So pretty much, if you have event switch ID as 0, that means they will always play. Always. No matter what. Okay? If you take a look at your event switches, you will see that there is actually no event switch 0. So if you choose to have this thing as 0, that means you can never turn it off because you can't access event switch 0. Okay? So if you want to be able to turn off battle voices anytime, you need to change that variable. You need to change this to any other number. So if I change it to something like 14, that means now if I go to this script here, if I go into this event switch stuff and I turn on event switch 14, that means in battle I will no longer hear voices from my actors because I have turned off the battle voices. Okay? So that's the reason why, that's what that does. And that's the reason why I have it as 0, because I would like to have my actors always having voices. Okay? Alright. Now for silent states. Silent states means if your actor has been hit with this state, they cannot speak anymore until that state has been dispersed. Okay? Now, these are state IDs you need to put into here. Alright? So, obviously, the death state means they can't talk anymore, and that's already part of the script. But, for all the ones after that, you need to put in your... If you have any customized ones, you need to put them in yourself if you don't want your actor talking when they're inflicted with this state. So if we go into the default states here, state ID 4 is silence, which is a pretty reasonable state to have if you're not going to talk anymore, right? So if your actor has been inflicted with silence, which you've inputted here as number 4, meaning the silent state, because that's the state ID of it, they will no longer talk until they are no longer silenced. They're no longer inflicted with the silent state. Okay? So if I want to add any more, I just go after that and I type in the state ID for that state, so 5. And if I want to put any more after that, I put a comma, and I can put more, like 6. So now, comma there, and so now if I go back to my states, if I'm inflicted with confusion or sleep, I will no longer talk until I'm not inflicted with sleep or confusion, right? So, that's what that does. Alright, I'm just going to put it back to 4. Okay? Okay. Voice frequency. Now, what this does is it allows you to choose how often you will hear active voices in battle. And when I say how often, I don't mean for like the start and the end of the battle, or when they level up, because these will always occur. At the start of battle, your actors will always say, "Oh no, enemies," and if and at the end of battle, they will always say, "Yay, we won!" Or if they've leveled up, "I've leveled up, yay!" But you don't always want to have them speaking all the time throughout battle, because it might get a little jumbled and they speak too often and it starts overlapping and all that kind of stuff. So this was a suggestion from someone to maybe turn it down a little bit, change the frequency of it. So how we're doing that is in the voice frequency here, this is actually a percentage saying how often they will talk. So if I do 100 divided by 1, they will speak 100% of the time. Alright? That's what this here is for. So if I change that to 2, I now go 100 divided by 2, which means they will now speak 50% of the time. And if I put it to 3, it's 100 divided by 3, so now they will speak 33% of the time. Same again for if you go to 4 divided by 4, they will speak 25% of the time. Okay? That's what the voice frequency is for. That's how it's used. And that goes on for as long as you want. So if I was to have 100 divided by 15, they will speak 6% of the time than they normally do, which would be very, very... yeah. Okay? Alright. So that's all that stuff out of the way. Now we move on to the actual voices part itself. Alright? Too many enemies. these are what your actors will say if there's too many enemies in battle. Now the ratio here is 2. So if the enemy troop has 2 more members of their troop than you currently do in your party, that means your actors will say, oh, there's too many enemies for us. And what I mean by that is, your enemy troop can have up to 8 members, but usually for your own party you can have up to a maximum of 4. So if I was to go into battle with 4 party members and there was 6 or 7 or 8 enemies, then because of the ratio here, they have 2 more enemies than I have party members, which means we are now outnumbered. So maybe you want to have your actors say something like, we're outnumbered, what do we do? And that's what this is for. So if you are outnumbered, these are the things your actors will say in battle. Okay, so I've already set this up here, but I currently don't have any sound files for my actors in battle for these, because if I was to go into my battle voices stuff here and I was to take a look at Eric, he currently has nothing in his folder. Luckily for me, on the other hand, that I actually do have some voices that I still have. There you are. Just gonna go into my game folder. Okay, so I do have an Eric folder already, and I already have a lot of files for him to say during battle. So I'm just going to copy the ones that we need. Alright, so where? Nope. There you are. Okay, so I'm just going to have him say encounter too many enemies 1. So you can set up multiple voices for your actors if you want to, but for now I'm just going to have 1. Alright, now back to my Eric thingy. There you are. Encounter too many enemies. Here it is. Go back to Eric. Put it there. Alright, because this is the local folder for the game we currently have, whereas this one's for the other one that I've already set up. Okay, so now during battle, when you have too many enemy encounters, if Eric is selected to talk, he will now say encounter too many enemies 1, that sound effect file I just put into the folder. Now how it knows which actor is which is with this here. Okay, I have 1 here, just 1. So 1 means actor ID 1, which in this case is Eric. Alright, and here is actor ID 2, which in this game would be Natalie. Okay, so Natalie doesn't have any of these voices in her folder either. So if she is selected to talk in this battle, it will complain because it will not be able to find this. Okay? Same thing for if I want to set up for other actors. I don't have to set up in order. I don't have to say actor 1, actor 2, actor 3, actor 4, and yada yada yada. If I have more than 1 actor, so if I was to go back over here, go into my actors folder, and I was to create a new one entirely, I'm going to call this one Blunt Sword because I've already got voices for Blunt Sword. Set up a graphic for him, like anything would do, that will do. Make him an elf, I think it is. Okay, so we set up one for Blunt Sword. His actor ID is 11. So that means if I go into the script now, and I change this, and I go here, and I go 11. Yep. I should have just copied that actually, so I'm going to copy that. Okay, what actor 11 will say, which is Blunt Sword in this case, put 11 there. Alright, now when the script calls upon Blunt Sword to talk, he will have these voices ready to say things. Again, Blunt Sword doesn't have any voices in his folder yet, nor does it exist for that matter, so gotta go back and make one for Blunt Sword. Blunt Sword. Okay. There you are. Okay, so now during battle I have got 3 actors set up and ready to go for talking. If I don't set up any of the other actors, when the script comes up to too many enemies and it says, hey actor this guy, say too many enemies, if it doesn't currently have an actor that can say it, it will just skip it entirely. Okay, So I have got it set up here. Actor 1 can talk, Actor 2 can talk, and Actor 11 can talk. But Actor 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, they don't have any voices, so when the script comes to this section, they won't have anything to say at all. Okay? The script will just ignore them. Alright, so if I go back to my Eric folder, yep, here, and I go into Blunt Sword now, I know he has enemies somewhere. Yep, too many of them. Battle voices, got a Blunt Sword, paste it there. That is his calling. So if I go here now and I put it here, okay, there's too many of them. That's what he'll say when he gets called in battle. Now that that's done, what do the other numbers mean that you've seen around here? Alright, so we've established that this means the actor ID that you're currently trying to make talk. Same for this, that's actor 2, and this is actor 11. This is the voice file name that will play when your actor is going to say something. Now these numbers here, these represent, this one here is volume, so by default it is 80. And this one is pitch. And you know, pitch means normally by default it's 100, but if you want to have your voices have a deeper voice, you can do that by changing the pitch to something higher or lower. That's fine. Now the 0 here is the wait frames. The wait frames until the battle continues. Alright, so if your actor has a really long voice for whatever they're doing, if they have a really long attack voice, if you put wait frames here for something like 30 frames, the battle scene will wait 30 frames before it will continue. After your actor starts talking, not when they're finished, when they've started talking. Okay, so if you have a really long attack noise like yeah, then you'd want to have wait frames in there because it wouldn't look very well if they had that really long voice and they attack straight away. Okay, alright, so now we've set that up. I'm just going to move on to the ratio for everything else because it's all still set up the same way. So I have actor 2 here, and I could put actor 1 here if I wanted to, and then actor 11 or actor 4 or actor 5, because we've now established how this all works. Alright, now for the ratio. These have already been explained in the comments, but I will explain them anyway. This is party needs healing. So this is a ratio of 40. So if your HP is, your total party HP is below 40%, one of your actors will be randomly selected to say, hey player, we're hurt, help us. Alright, that's what the 40 there is for. So if I want to change that to be something a little lower, like 25, you know, we're hurt now, we're hurt. Now this actually only gets called at the start of battle, not during battle. So if your actors get hurt really badly during battle, they won't say this. They'll only say this if they've started the battle and the HP, total combined HP, is below 40%. Alright, and the only person I have saying anything is, you know, Natalie at the moment. Alright, now, very weak enemies. Your stats in the game are always at 100%. Always. Now, what the script will do is, it will check your enemy's combined total stats, and then it will check your combined total stats. And if your enemy's stats are 40% compared to yours, 40% or lower compared to yours, then they are considered very weak enemies. Again, you can change this to whatever you want, like 25 or 20. But I have it by 40 by default, because if it's anything higher or lower than that, then they're still easy, but they're not too weak. Okay? Same for weak enemies here. I have this as 80 because they're now 80% of your stats, meaning they're still easy to beat, but they're not so easy to beat that they're laughable, right? Alright, moving on to equal enemies. There is no ratio for equal enemies because obviously equal enemies means if they're higher than 80%, which you've set here, but lower than 120% of your stats, because this is strong enemies now. So if your enemies are 120% stats, are 20% higher than yours, because like I said here, your stats are always 100%. So if your enemy's stats have been found to be 20% higher than yours, or even higher than that, then they are strong enemies, and your actors should be a little bit worried about them. Same here for very strong enemies. If the script has determined that your current enemy is 60% stronger than you or higher, then your actors should be very worried, because they're now in danger, real big danger. Okay? This would be typically what you would hear when you fight the final boss in the game or something like that. Alright? Alright, so now we come up to these. This is generic stuff. So using items, it's pretty straightforward. You're just going to use an item. Using skills, I have these uncommented for some reason, but that's okay. So if you want to use them, you can uncomment them and input your number stuff here. Same as before, this is the file name, this is the volume, this is the pitch, and this is how long the scene will wait for your after your actor has started talking before it will continue doing whatever it was doing. Okay, battle voices. Now here's where you got all your attack stuff. Attack for your character here, and I have actor ID 12 here for my own, which I don't currently have in this game, which I do on my other one, so that's why that's here. If I was to change that to Blunt Sword, then now when Blunt Sword attacks, he actually has an attack name thingy. So I'm going to go back into my generic skills. I'm going to comment that out again because I don't have them. Okay. Alright. Now this is what's going to happen. This is the sound that will play when your actor has missed an enemy. Missed them as in they've gone for the attack and they've ended up missing. Again, I only had this set up for actor ID 1. You can set this up for all your actor IDs by doing the exact same thing we've done here, by going 2, and then 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Works just fine. Same thing here for dodging enemy. See, it's getting a little easy now to understand, right? When you've dodged enemy, it's the exact same as when you've missed enemy, except for your actor will say something like, haha, you missed, or something equivalent to that, depending on how what your personality of the actors are. Alright? Now, this is what happens when your actors take damage. Now, this damage here is pitiful. So, this damage here is when 15% of the HP or higher has been delivered to them. So, if an enemy has attacked me and my actor has lost at least 15% of their HP or higher, they'll say something like this, like, ow, or, yeah. Alright, significant damage, I've set this up here to be 35% of your HP. Again, you can change this if you want to, but this is significant damage, so you're being hurt a lot. You're being hurt significantly. Okay? Heavy damage is when they've dealt at least half your HP worth of damage, so that's when your actor is really being hurt. And then massive damage is when they've delivered at least 65% of your HP or higher in damage to your actors. This is not to your enemies, it's just to your actors. Okay? And default damage means if you haven't lost any HP from, if you haven't lost at least a little bit of damage, which as we went up here before to the ratio was 15. So if you haven't lost at least 15% of your HP or higher, then these default ones will play, default damage. Alright? These will play, the HP MP restore will play when your actor has had their HP or their MP restored. So hit points or magic points, mana points, one of those two. So when either of those two have been restored, this is the sound that will play. And for my one, I just had it saying thank you, because the things have been restored. Again, when HP and MP is restored, these voice files will only play during battle. So if you restore these outside of battle, you won't hear these voices, okay? Alright. Death voice. So when your character dies in battle, they will have a death cry. And I've set this up here to be 10 frames after they've started, dying, before you actually see them die in battle. So it's like, ow, dead. Okay? Here's revived, so when you've come back up in battle, I had this set up as HP MP restore because, like I said, that was them saying thank you. But you can have them, you can say something different besides thank you if you got them revived. That's why I set this up here for. Okay? Now, for your escape voices. What this means here is, if you try to escape in battle, your character, again, this would be a random actor, your actor will say something like, "Come on guys, let's go." Alright? That's them attempting to leave. Now, when it comes back from that, if you manage to successfully escape, you can then have your actor saying something like, "See you later." Or if you failed, you can have your actor saying, "Oh no, we're still here," or something equivalent to that. So that's what the failed and the successful escape is for. Alright? Battle victory voices. Okay. By default, this is 50, so if you win a battle with 50% less HP than what you went in with, these voices will play. Alright, so that was tough. This is what they'll say at the end of battle. So these voices here will play if your total party HP is less than 50% of what it was when you went in. So let's say I'm already damaged when I go into battle, and my total party HP is at 50 currently when I've entered battle. When I've left battle, if my current HP is 25%, because I have 50 here, 50% of the HP I currently went in with, then that means that was really a tough battle because I've lost a lot of HP. Okay? So let's put this down to something a little easier. Say I went in with, say my maximum HP is 20, and I went into battle with a total HP of 15. If I come out of that battle and only have 7 HP left, I have lost 50% of my HP, and that was a tough battle, according to the script. That's what the ratio is for. So this is 50%, and if you make it higher or make it lower, you can modify this as necessary. Again, if you want to set this up for multiple actors, you just have to put in the same stuff we've done before, which is 3, 4, 11, yada yada yada. Okay? Alright, so that was easy. This ratio right here is how many turns the battle took. Okay? So by default I had mine as 3, meaning if the battle took only 3 turns or less, that means that was an easy battle, right? So that's what your actors will say, that was easy. Alright? Moving on, battle took ages. This is something you'll typically hear when you've been fighting a boss battle, because this is also in turns. Now if a battle has taken 15 turns or higher, then that means that this battle has taken a really long time, and your actors will go, "Well, could that have taken any longer?" or something similar to that. Alright, level up victory. Now these are sounds that will play when you've leveled up in battle. Again, I didn't have any level up voices, so I commented these out. But if you've leveled up, your actors will say, you know, "I've leveled up. Yay, leveled up," or whatever. They'll say that when they've leveled up. These here. Again, you can set up multiple voices, like you can for everything. You can set up multiple voices by copying this, putting it on a new line, and, you know, changing this to be the file you're looking for. So level up, go, if you're going to call it that. Alright? Now, you need to worry about the wait frames for this one, because during level up, the way RPG Maker does their level up system is everyone levels up at the exact same time. Everyone does. Okay? So the only way you can stop other people from talking at the same time you do, the only way you can stop other actors from talking at the same time as one actor is if you have the wait time, because that will tell the actual script itself, I want to wait. I don't want people to all talk at once. I want them to wait until this actor has finished talking first. Alright? Alright, so that's level up, and you know, you got your normal victory, so this will just play if you've won a battle but nothing spectacular has happened in the battle. Alright? And that's it. That's the end of the edible region. And the rest of it's all code that you should not be looking at. Okay. Now, there are other things to worry about, and that is, if you want to set up sounds for your skills in battle, you need to use note tags. But before I head into that, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make a battle here. Just to show this working, I'm going to make a battle with, you know, this guy, and he's going to let me fight some slimes. Okay. Now, in my system, I'm going to have it so that I only come in as Eric, which I already do, so that's cool with me. And now Eric should talk in battle, but of course I don't actually have a lot of voices set up in his folder already, so the script will complain, saying I cannot find this file. You need to put this in. So the first one should work. Okay, that's because I don't have more enemies. Give me a sec, go to troops, and I will put this up to more slimes. So give me more slimes. Alright, so now I am outnumbered. Nope, damn it. So now I am outnumbered, which means Eric will say I'm outnumbered. Alright, and that's because that voice was inside of his folder. Alright, which is Eric as we've defined here. Alright, so if I turn on event switch 10, it will then look in Natalie's folder because it's now looking for Natalie, because that's how you set it up. So if I was to put this as nil, and this is 0 and that is nil again, then that means that the script will just look for Eric because that is his default name in the database. You know, Eric? Alright, same for Terrence because Terrence is not set up, so his name will be Terrence. Okay? Alright. So if I add in Blunt Sword now, Blunt Sword, oh, give me Blunt Sword, where are you? System. If I put in Blunt Sword now, I think I've given him an attack voice. Nope, I gave him there's too many of them. Okay. So I'm going to give him the attack voice now because that's already been set up in the actual script, I believe. Give me a sec, I'm going to go check that out. Go to attack. There it is. Yep. Actor 11, which is Blunt Sword. So, Actor 11. That's attack, and in his folder, I do have him as attack. So, when he attacks in battle, he will have the attack sound. Eric will not, because Eric doesn't have that sound effect inside of his thing. So, like I'm saying, you have to set all this up yourself for your own battle stuff. Okay? Alright, that was Blunt Sword. God, and you attack. Alright. Now that errored again because default damage, I don't currently have that in my actual script. Sorry, in my actual folder for him. So, as you can see, this is how all this is working out. Now, there's one more thing to set up, and that is you need to go, if you want to have customized sounds for particular skills or items, there is a note tag for this you can use, and that is the following. Okay, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go into skills here. I'm going to have it so that when you use how about Sonic Wave? When you use Sonic Wave, you're going to use a specific skill sound when you use Sonic Wave. And this is going to be the following. Alright, in your active voice stuff here, you need to have this. This must be there. If it's not there, then the script will not recognize this and it won't care about it. Alright, for the ID here, this is your actor ID that needs to be represented here. So, for example, maybe I want to have Eric here, who is currently in my party, say something special when he uses Sonic Wave. So, his ID is 1. So, Eric's ID over here is 1, as you can see. So, just put in 1 for Eric. Now, inside here is where this is the voice you want to give him. So again, I don't currently have any voice for him over here, so I'm going to go back into my Eric folder, and I'm going to look for something like a skill, if he has any. I don't think I do, so I'm just going to have him make a death cry during battle when he uses this skill. So he's going to sound like he's dying. Alright, and that is Go back here. Grab that. Death Cry 1. So he's going to say that when he uses Sonic Wave in battle. So what I'm going to do now is, he is a soldier, and you're a soldier too. Cool. So I'm going to go soldier, and at level 1 you can learn Sonic Wave. So where's Sonic Wave? There you are. So now during battle, Eric, when he uses Sonic Wave, will use the Death Cry sound. One thing I'm going to do first is I'm going to go back in the script, and I am going to remove the default damage, because I don't have any default damage at the moment, so the script won't complain if I get rid of it. Alright. Damn it, why do I keep doing that? Alright. Use Sonic Wave. Alright. So, you might not have heard that, or you might have heard that. He was saying, "I'm sorry, Dad," because he died. That was a death cry. So that's how you set up specific voices per skill. You just put in here the actor ID of that voice, and you know what they'll say. Okay. Now you can add in more. There is more stuff you can add in over here, and if I go back to the script, back up to the top, these are your options here. So these are what you have to have, but you can add these in as well if you want to. So you must have these in the note tag if you want to use that voice for this skill. Otherwise, you can add this extra stuff in as well if you want to change these values, which is volume, then pitch, and then wait frames. Okay. So if I go back into the script here, I can change his voice to be 100 because that was kind of a low voice, and I can change his pitch to be something like 90, so it's a bit deeper. And then his wait frames. Now, wait frames meaning, again, he will talk, and this and the battle scene will wait for these amount of frames before it continues. So if I have it waiting for about 200 frames, that should wait long enough for you to be able to hear his death cry and then the effect happening. Okay? Alright, Sonic Wave, and you can go.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Alright. So as you can hear, his voice was a bit deeper because we've changed the pitch, and his the volume of it was higher because we changed it to 100 instead of 80 like it is by default. Okay, and you can see that the skill waited for a little bit before it was used because we have the wait frames connected to him. Alright. Now, one more thing, and I think we should be done. Okay? You can actually set up multiple voices for your characters. So I have active voice here, Death Cry. I can put in another one for Eric here, which is still active ID 1, and I can get rid of that because, like I said, you don't need these, but you can put them in if you want to. Okay? So, Death Cry 1, and if I go back into my other Eric folder, which actually does have stuff in it, I can grab the MP restore stuff. That's just him saying thank you. Okay. There you are. And I'm just going to put it here. Now when he uses Sonic Wave, he will either have his Death Cry activate or his HP MP restore, and I'm going to change this to like 50 so I don't have to wait so much if it picks that. Okay, so one of these two will be picked if he uses this skill. Now I can put this in as many times as I want, so I can put in another one, another one, another one, which means any of these can be randomly selected if Eric uses this skill. Okay? Alright. So now let's just go into battle. Why do I keep doing that, damn it? Say hi. Alright, attack.
I'm sorry.
Alright, so I chose the first one. Do it again. It may choose the first one again. I actually didn't hear anything that time.
I'm sorry. Dad.
Hang on. I didn't hear him say anything for the other one. Actually, what I'll do is I'll go here and I'll grab something else, like failed escape. And I'll use that one because I'm thinking MP restore is kind of a low sound. I'll put that there. I'll change the volume to 100. Alright. There you go. So is his second voice. Go in. Again, that was the second voice. I'm gonna keep trying until he gets the first voice now. Come on, get the first voice. Like I said, it's random, so it can always be that same voice every single time, or it will change eventually.
I'm sorry.
There you go, changed. Alright, so you can set up multiple voices per actor for specific skills. If you choose not to set up specific voices per skill, it will instead use this one here, using generic skill, which I have commented out, so because I don't actually have this voice in my folder currently, so I've commented that out. Okay? Now, this tag that I just showed you, this works for all actors. So if I want to have one for Blunt Sword, I can put one here. Here's one. I'll go back into Blunt Sword, see what he has. Fireball, there you go. Go back to Blunt Sword here. Yep, Fireball. Alright, put Fireball there. Now this Blunt Sword is actor ID 11, not 1, so remember, Blunt Sword is actor ID 11. So he will say Fireball now when during battle. Alright, when he uses this skill. So I'll have both of them use this skill.
I'm sorry. Dad.
Alright. Now again, that works multiple. That can be used multiple times. So if I want to have multiple voices for Blunt Sword, I can do that by adding in more. You know, then changing this stuff here. Okay. So that's how you set up for your actor, for your actors. Now this same tag works exactly for works for items as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give potions. Now this will make an error because I don't have any potion sounds in my inventory. So in my folder, my voice folder. So change items. I'm going to give them a potion. Looking okay. Play it. Now it's going to error because I don't currently have an item sound. Alright. So like I said, I don't currently have using item sound in my folder, so it errored. So this is the voice that gets called when you use an item. But what you can do is you can go into the database, into the item, and the item you're going to use. So let's say I had a special item here. We're going to pretend that a potion is a special item. It's not, but pretend it is. Put a tag here. Again, it's the exact same. So actor ID goes here. For this one, I'm just going to have it as actor ID 1, and he's going to say, alright, what do you have? You currently have. I'll make you say forget what I said about running. Okay, you're going to put that there. Alright, play. New game. Talk to this guy.
Man, there's a lot of them.
Alright, nope, use an item.
Forget what I said about running.
There you go. And that should have pretty much covered everything that you need to know about the active voices. So, again, just to reiterate all this stuff here, in your SE folder, you need to make a folder called whatever you set it up in the database here, in the actual script here, which is right here, folder directory name, which I have as Battle Voices. You need to go into your SE folder and make a folder called Battle Voices like you've written here. There, Battle Voices. Okay? In your Battle Voices yourself, you need to make a folder for every single actor. Now, the reason I don't currently have a folder for every single actor is because I'm not actually using every single actor in this demo. If I was, then the script would actually go into these folders looking for their actual voice files, and I won't find it because the folder doesn't exist. Okay? Alright. This stuff here, you don't actually need this at all. The reason why I have this stuff here is because of character creation. So if your game doesn't have character creation, just put these as nil. As nil. Okay? Yeah, as a matter of fact, you don't even need... If your character has no character creation whatsoever, you just change this. Just get rid of that. That's it. And you'll be done. You'll be fine. Alright? You should be anyway. I think you'll be fine. Yeah, okay. So you are fine. Alright? Now the event switch ID, as I've already explained, if you have this event switch activated, then that means the voices won't play. So if I was to turn this on to event switch 2, I'll go into battle. The voices still play. Alright, as you heard. Okay, the escape stuff again. I don't have that file in my folder currently. Alright. F9. I'm going to turn on event switch 2, which turns off the battle voices, and now no one talks. Escape. Alright. Turn event switch 2 back off. Go into battle.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Alright. So, that's what that does. Alright, and the silent states, I didn't really show that, but I think that should be pretty straightforward. If you're infected with state ID 4, then you won't speak in battle. Alright, so that's pretty much all there is to the active voices in battle script. That's pretty much all you really need to know, I think. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into my actual project where I have these voices set up already. I'm going to enter a battle.
There's a lot of them.
And there you go. That is the active voices in battle script. Hope you now know how to set things up.